it was a double loss. I lost a child who was growing, and I lost a fallopian tube. There's this child who was doing class 8 from 4. They lost their father, they lost their mother, and they were actually not told that the mother was gone or the father was gone. Then they go home and meet with a grave of their parent.
They don't recover. We've taken death as a grown-up affair. Please get to know it's not. No, grown-up, loss is a loss. And unless you're the one going through that route, the best is just to shut. Just don't alter any words, because the words, let me tell you, they live even much more after the wounds of loss have healed.
Do you need somebody? A shoulder you can lean on when you're not strong. We're here for you, All Smile Therapy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to this YouTube channel, All Smiles Therapy Center. This is Mental Fitness with the Kamores. Aki, I promise you, atakamtu. Yeah, so thank you so much guys for subscribing, for commenting, for liking, for sharing, and also for showing interest. Munakuja All Smiles Therapy, you guys, you really want therapy. Thank you so much, and may God bless you wherever you are. So last time we had a very interesting topic about loss, and tukasikia ni kama tumeiachia katikati. It's actually a very wide topic. Before we go on to that, please subscribe, like, comment, share, do all the nice thing you can think about so that this channel can grow and also reach more people. So ladies and gentlemen, as we continue with our topic of loss, I want to introduce to you to our amazing therapist. She has been here since day one, Teresa.
Hey, someday I'll be able to match your energy for sure. Someday I will.
Yes.
So thank you so much to welcome me here. I'm happy and always, humbled to be at All Smiles Mental Fitness with Kamores.
Yes.
So yeah, and many thanks to your followers, your fans. They've always been with us. They are walking the journey with us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we so appreciate it. But it's been a journey. It's since, is it 2022, 2021? Yes, and here we are. Yes. So in case you are watching this for the first time, this is why we come for our therapy. My husband and I. Hapa ndipo mashida zote zinaletangwa. Tunakuja tunaangaliana tu. I just want to be here. Yeah, so last time we had an amazing topic, loss. Yes.
Inspired by the late General Francis, and everything that has been happening on the social media and all that. And you touched to some issues that I felt it was important for us to talk about, now away from the general and everything that was happening around his death.
Yes.
Now, Teresa, the first question that I was looking forward to ask is, how am I supposed to break news to someone? They've lost their loved one. I've been told now you're the one who's going to break this news.
Yes.
How am I supposed to handle that? Yes. Do we have ways of breaking news? Or do we have tactics? Because by the way, Amanda, how do you go about
by Amanda, you'll actually make the next person follow them, Yeah, so how to break the news first goes with the attachment and the relationship. And first get to know how much they know about what has been going on. For instance, if we've lost someone through maybe illness, get to know, are they aware, and how much information do they know or do they have about the person. Good example, you can go and want to break news of someone who has died, but they do not have any information of even the person being unwell. So you need first to take them through that, as you know, so and so, our grandfather or this person has been unwell. You just take them through. One thing we say is, when you're breaking news, there is no any other way. We don't sugarcoat. We go direct to the point. However, not so and so has died. No, that's so random. And it can actually cause more harm than good. But because why I'm saying this is because some people really want to go miles away bringing the news. Anxiety, panic, even someone can faint along the way. So first, be straight to the point, precise, but start from a point. Get to know where are you going to start from. Start from the point of know, the much they know about the person. If they were not aware about the illness and they are so close, a good example, maybe when you got to pick kids in school, they were not aware that their parents fell ill or something happened. Now start from there. You know, on this date, your mom suffered this, we took her to hospital. Like, let them walk them through the journey. Whether it's sudden or maybe it has been their anticipated loss, because we also have something we term as anticipated loss, take them through that. If it's sudden, take them through, you know, on this day, your dad was scheduled to go for duty to this place, and as the norm, they woke up, they prepared, they did, like how you learned the loss. First, there is this thing of, we get many calls, Richie, where people, they want a psychologist to be the one to go and break the news. Anytime we've ever received that, I know some people may feel like you people, you do not want to come for our help. One of the things we ask is, think or visualize your kids, they're being told here is a stranger. So first, there is no relationship, and not just kids, even any other person, there is no relationship, they do not know this person. First, they will never forgive some people because of that guilty. Why did you head like to let someone I do not know to come and break the news? So this goes with the shared loss. Get someone who is so close to the person you want to break the news to. Don't go get a stranger, don't get, some people I know they would like to have maybe a religious leader, which is still okay, but news of loss, it's better shared by someone who is sharing the loss. Get that person there, let them break down, it's still okay, you know, you're already in the moment. Get that person and let them take them through. So first, be straight to the point, precise, but start from a point. As you know, this has been happening, so doctors, they've tried, or we got a call, then upon reaching there, this is what we found out, and now you go with, unfortunately, this is not the news that I would have loved to bring to you, or this is not how I would have loved to come for you from school, but we lost your mom, and we say actually your mom passed on. If you are able to, if you have the strength, and now in the process, you are daughter, your son, your father, whoever it is, died in the process. Just be straight. Why I say that is because that information will last for the longest, and they will always recall. If I can take you back to 2022, when we had such a discussion, and this time it was about chemo. I still remember him saying how the news was broken to him was, your mom alienda. So him, he knew mama ameenda, like so, ni sawa ameenda, so si atakam, I mean, si mtu anaenda alafu atakam. And it took him time until he realized, you mean kuenda ni kukufa. So at time we really want to sugarcoat or to be soft, but not when you are breaking the news to the loved ones. Let them know as it is, it's death, let them know. Unfortunately, so and so, our dad, our grandmother died in the process. Don't leave them room to discover on their own. And now this comes, immediately you do that, just be there for them. We like justifying fast. Don't be heartbroken with the news. No, please don't prepare someone. How they're going to react should not be, it's not yet your place. Yours is just to be there for the person. And if you share the same loss, you might, even as you're breaking the news, you're also breaking down, which is still okay. You know, just be there for the person. Also, don't break the news when maybe someone is driving. It's always good to check. Or you just call the school, can I talk to, you know, and you're breaking the news on phone. If possible, just be there face to face. Of course, we have different scenarios. Maybe someone is outside the country. You're not able to travel to go and break the news. But nowadays we have virtual, we have video calls. Can you just log in and open this or break the news when you can see each other? Can be face to face or virtually, but at least have that eye contact, be there for the person, and be straight to the point.
There's a question about breaking news to children, because I'm trying to think, probably the one who was breaking news to Kemo that time felt or thought huyu ni mtoto hata understand, wacha tu nimwambie ameenda.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you break news to a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old who has just lost their parent? How are you able to break news? How are you supposed to break news? Because probably they don't understand what is kukufa or what is death. Yeah, how?
You start by psychoeducating them. Let them know what death is. Give example in the family of other people that you've lost through death. Let them first come to understanding of what this is. Then from there, now go ahead and break the news. And how you break the news is you need to relate it with something that we will never get to see her or him again because they've died. And now go ahead and break the news on when someone dies, they don't come back. Not only that, let them know of expectations. With kids, it's very different. First, is there any understanding of death? If there is, then that's very much okay. Be empathetic. For kids, we say you can hold them, be there with them as you're breaking the news. Let them know. And also, go ahead to explain much more. You'll see people crying because we loved your mom, we loved your dad. Explain even the process from that particular time you are breaking the news up to the funeral time. Like you'll keep on seeing people coming because they loved her, and the situation will not be different, will now be different. You'll see tents, others will be calling, others will be coming crying. Even you, I know you can cry because you loved your mom, you loved your dad, you loved your brother. But now in a scenario where there is no understanding, you first start with letting them know what death is. Well, we say it's so unfortunate that this is how some of these kids get to have their first experience with death. But you can never break news of something they do not know because they'll keep on asking. You said mommy went to die. You know, them dying or death is more like a supermarket or somewhere. Make them get to understand what this means. That you see when people are sick or when it's an accident, and now when you die, also go ahead and let them know you can't talk, you can't breathe, you can't see. So even if you see mommy will not see you. Or daddy will not talk to you. They're just there. Just try to educate the much. However, don't be any complex. Just let them know the much they are able to, and now walk them through the journey of grief and prepare them on the expectations. One thing that people don't do is to assume. After you break the news to kids, you just assume they are okay. That does it. The rest now it's for grown-ups. No. Let them know the expectations that even after 4-5 days, a week, 2 weeks, this is what will happen. People will come and dig a hole. You know, just be like literally explain to them. And you'll also see a casket going down, and in that casket, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your grandma will be there inside, and we will bury. Just let them know we cover, we put the soil, and you'll see people planting flowers, and that's where we are going to leave them.
Talking of breaking news, we have people in the diaspora. Their loved one has died. They're in the USA, and we are in Kenya. Now I need to break news to that person who is in the US. They have lost their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister. How do you go about that?
Well, it's so unfortunate because they are already miles away. But death has no preparation. We are never prepared. Even if you are here in Kenya and you are with them in hospital or wherever, you know, the scene of death, you are never prepared for it. So by this, it means there is no formula. The match is to ensure they are in a safe and an open place, and if possible, a place with other people. You can just call. You know, it's you're about to break news about loss, so you don't have to sugarcoat. It's not a surprise, you know, like go somewhere, some people will be there. Just be straight to the point. I would like to have a talk with you, And I would like to talk with you when you are with someone else. You can just start something like that, where you get to know where they are, because you know some people suffer heart attack and the rest. So are you driving? Are you at a position where you can talk? Are there people? Get to know the position. Then the moment you learn, now let them know, well, it's because I would like to have a talk with you. And now the same way we've said, you go through the process. As you know, or if they were not aware, you make them aware. This happened, they prepared in the morning, so on their way to school, this is what happened, and unfortunately the person died. You just need to let them know how it is, but don't do this before you do the check and check. If the person is alone in the house, it's not, we don't encourage that. You can just let them know, I would like to talk with you, but I would like to talk with you when you are with someone. Is there a neighbor? You know, get to know, is there someone that you are with? Or if you know someone, you can call them and let them know, this is, you explain to them, this is what has happened, and I would like to break the news to her. Could you kindly go and be with her or him, even as I break the news? That is, if maybe you've gone to an extent where you know their friends, some of their colleagues, or people, if you have some mutual people, it's always good to do that. Or that one mutual person that you know can lead you to another, to ensure by the time you're breaking the news, at least there is someone. Why we say this is because people take in death in a very different way. And we've seen scenarios, especially when people they are outside the country, comes with a lot of guilt. They feel the same, bargaining and all that. Maybe had I not left the country, my dad would not have died. Maybe they never took good care of them. And maybe that phone call I never responded, maybe it was a goodbye. You know, theirs will be even more severe because of the distance. You find that, and this is what we experience because we see clients even from diaspora, when there is a loss, our diaspora clients, they really get to be affected more than us. And reason is very obvious. As we've been here with this person, we've shared the journey. You know, I've had scenario where clients, they'll tell me, you know, when I went there, I expected to find everyone broken, but actually some people are telling me, in fact, for your grandpa, God maybe took the pain away. You know, the death was a way of taking the pain away, which means these people are with this person, they had their closure. But this person who is far away, first, there is the protection. You know, when they are far away, they are never told all the bits or everything that is happening, because first comes they are far away, so you need to tell someone who can come and rescue. Let's say they fall ill at night. Surely, will you call someone in USA or the neighbor? The neighbor. Not even, if they're not in Nairobi, you not even call someone in Nairobi, right? So it all starts. So them, they will come in, maybe for their information, when you need them to know. After these other people have been involved, they've gone to hospital, they've seen the person, this is when they are being told, hey, by the way, we did ABCD and this is the position. And even if they get to know, they're not there, they do not have, you know, they're not privileged to go and see the person in hospital. So for them, they normally take it so deep in a way, and especially them being away. So it's always good, do not break the news when they are alone. The shock can lead them to do anything. It can cause more harm than good. Ensure they are with other people or in a public place. You see, even if they're in a restaurant, at least, you know, as much as no one they know, should anyone faint, there will be some people to give first aid.
So in the social media, there's a story that it doesn't make sense to me. In the social media, I see there's this child who was doing class 8 from 4. They lost their father, they lost their mother, and they were actually not told that the mother was gone or the father was gone. Then they go home and meet with a grave of their parent.
You might be doing this out of love, wanting to safeguard and to secure their emotions, and wanting the best for these kids. Maybe they are candidates about to sit for their KCP, KCSE. And so the thoughts, they are all about wanting the best for them. But just to let you know, there is no best for them when they've lost their close loved one. That exam, there is a receipt. They will be the following year, the year after, even if it's 10 years. But them being denied a chance to bury their mom, their dad, their sister, their brother, that's something that can never be reversed. And that's not just a harm, it's a wound and trauma into the life of that kid. And if not well taken care of, it can end up becoming even more severe. It's something maybe some will never grow to forgive, and even if they do, nothing will ever make sense as to why they were never notified. Please let us allow our kids to grieve. They have emotions, they have feelings, they share the pain. And have seen nowadays, not just, you know, the brother, sister, father, mother, they're coming back and they're being told about their grandparents as if because we treasure school more. Please, I think we are still Africans. We are not yet there. They don't recover. I'll tell you for sure, Richie, we are seeing even teens who will come and you still want to figure out this kid at 15 years, and actually you realize they're still going through the grief they went through at 6 years. And the information they'll give you, you know, we used to go home over Christmas and grandmother was there, and one day we just went there and that's when we were told that grandma, you know, died. And since that day have had dreams. Why? Because we've taken death as a grown-up affair. Please get to know it's not. Death affects the young and the old. Really doesn't matter. Educated, not educated, it doesn't matter. And nothing is as important as allowing that person to go through the grief, to be there, to share the pain and loss, because always they'll have something to reflect on. Closure is very, very important. We say healing can be achieved, but closure is more important, because without that it can lead to complicated grief. So it's wrong by all means. By all means, that is wrong. Of course, not being judgmental, but we need to say as it is. It's the most unfair thing we can do. I know this is done from a point of love and wanting to protect them. Who is going to get them from school? They're about to sit for their mocks exam, you know, end of term exam. But if tables were to be changed, just ask yourself, would you be happy to walk home and find the grave of your loved one, and yet you are never prepared to take part during their burial? So, and not just burial, during that process. So loss and grief is not just about burying and having a nice grave. It's all about being there for the pain and sharing the pain with other people, and actually being actively there. You are just there throughout, and having the closure.
Having the closure.
Yes.
So sometimes we go to funerals, and when we are viewing the body, you find maybe a very close relative is viewing the body, and someone is there pushing them and saying, no, talk. Next. What harm are they doing to this person who is actually crying, and this other person is actually feeling like these people are wasting other people's time?
As a psychologist who see loss and grief clients, I would actually say we need to have a day for viewing the body and a day for the burial, for the event. People focus more on the event and the time. You know, the religious leader will say he will be there or she'll be there by noon. Now, if you are, no, by the way, it's not about that. That mass, whatever it is, you know, it can still wait, because these people, they need to be there and to have the closure, you know. And so first, what I encourage people, if you are able to visit the morgue even before, please do it. If you're not able to, and especially during that time, please let us allow. It's okay, you know, the religious leaders, they can still, of course, I know, again, I'm not correcting religion and all that, but if really nothing can be done, they can still be going on with things that can go on without even these other people getting home. Why I'm saying this is because this is the final day and brings about the final closure. Any other thing about the loved one, the deceased person, it will be memory. this is the time someone has a chance to go and see them. Rich, no one prepares that this is how I will behave when I get to the morgue. I will scream. No. In fact, when you sit with them, some do not, they even lose part of themselves. And you'll get to hear, even during that day, they'll just tell you, I can remember preparing, getting to the morgue, but I don't remember anything else. I'm actually being told, or I just remember being somewhere with some people surrounding me. Why? Because it's when now some people, they see, they believe. Now they're able to see first, visualizing the casket, and now here it is. So it's true, this person is gone. It starts from there. And now getting a chance to see the person. Some people from nowhere, they start talking to the person. Please just allow them to talk to the person. Don't be in a hurry. We have others lining up. No, they can also use the other route, or they wait. Allow the person to talk to this person. The much we say is just be there for them. Be there for them to ensure there is no harm taking place, because we've also seen others who will go and they get physical, with now they can even end up, the glasses they break, they can end up now hurting themselves. Just be there for that, but not to pull them away. Hold them, not to harm themselves. Whoever want to touch, that one I do not know how okay it is medically to touch a dead body there. But if you are able to, whether it's the glass, it's still okay. Allow them to talk to their loved ones. Remember, this is the only time they have to be in touch with this person. It's okay. Let's not be in a rush to stop them, because what we do, we suppress their emotions. If we don't allow them to relieve everything they're feeling at that point, just get to know it will come up at some point, but now the support will not be there, and we do not know how it might come up is. So let's not be there to suppress their emotions, but to support them even as they express how they are feeling.
I find some people, I don't know if it's ignorant or arrogant. I want us to go deeper on child loss. I've seen people, some friends who have gone through miscarriages, others who have gone through stillbirths, and people seem not to understand that a loss is a loss. Like someone has gone through miscarriage and they are being told, hata akuwa mtoto na angefika 9 months sasa ungefeel aje. As a therapist, is that a good way to weigh things? Like that was just something, it wasn't grown, and this other one has lost a grown one. So wewe unatuambia nini? Wako amekuwa na huyu mwingine alikuwa amegrow. Yeah, so how I know you understand my question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loss is loss. It doesn't matter whether it was a stillbirth, born baby, or 106-year-old, grown up. Loss is a loss. And unless you're the one going through that route, the best is just to shut, just don't alter any words, because the words, let me tell you, they live even much more after the wounds of loss have healed. But the words, people will never forget the words, especially during that time. It's when you want to come in and justify. So that comes with minimizing the loss. So you want to let the person know that what you are carrying was not life. So you don't have to cry. I mean, it was just a stillbirth, or it was just, I don't know, you just gave birth. You don't even get time to breastfeed the baby. So why are you crying? What are you talking about? Loss is loss. People lose attachment, they lose the bond, they lose the connection. This is a lady who has carried a kid, given life, they've lost a part of themselves. The best we can be, if we fail to understand, not first to compare, not to try and replace or offer solution. But you can stay for 3 months, then you give birth again. No. Just be there for them, because maybe you can say this out of ignorance, as you're saying, but you say it has no defense, lack of knowledge. But the truth is, loss is a loss, and really there is no measure to how much you need to grieve someone who is 106-year-old or someone who is, you know, a stillbirth.
Yes, yeah.
I've also seen scenario where people talk about, but they need to celebrate. You know, they are blessed. The dad was 104 years. Please, let that celebration not come out of your mouth. If anything, let it come. They've lost their dad, for crying out loud. Anyone want their loved one? We all first want to live forever,
Yes.
and you also want them. That's, we wish them, you know, long life. So no one really want to lose them. So it doesn't matter how long you've had this person.
Yeah.
No. As long as there is a life growing in you, and not just for the lady, even for the husband or the partner and the family, they share the loss. Yes.
So I think it's important for me to tell you guys, there's no small loss and big loss. A loss is a loss. Because I remember, Teresa, when I went through an ectopic pregnancy, I lost. It was a double loss. I lost a child who was growing, and I lost a fallopian tube, which is supposed to actually help an egg fertilize. You know, two losses. But you'd find people actually telling me that, like, si hata umebaki na hiyo ingine, it's a tube. We are talking of I'm supposed to be operating with 2 tubes. I only have 1. But si umebaki na hiyo ingine, si hiyo ingine daktari alisema iko sawa. You see, they don't understand the weight.
Yes.
And to what extent you're supposed to actually console someone. You don't understand when you should keep quiet and when you should keep talking. Yeah, so I think it's important for you guys to also try and understand when you should talk, have the knowledge of when you need to talk and when you need to keep quiet.
Yes.
It's not every time you should talk. It's not like you don't have to talk even.
You don't have to. You actually don't have to. You know, it's loss. You're not sharing the loss. It's someone who has lost. You're there as their support system. The much you need to do is to be there for this person. You can just remain quiet and silent and just say, I do not know what to tell you.
Yes.
I am so sorry for what you're going through, that I do not know, and also do not know how to tell you or what to tell you, but just get to know I'm here for you. That's magic. That's more than enough, you know? Other than trying to be solution fixer, you know, people want to give solution, and of course we do this out of, again, ignorance, because we feel this person has weight, and we feel how to share their weight is by offering solution. It's good we get to know we can't be, you know, solution providers for everything, and when it comes to loss, just wait to be told. Let that person who, like in your case, be the one now sharing and telling them, at least they said, I have this one.
Yes.
Now that time you can talk about that. When the person says, well, have lost my unborn baby, and the doctor has confirmed that within 6 months I can try again, and see, now you can talk about that. But please don't talk about it as a replacement. No. I see a lot of things. Then why are you worried if the doctor has said that? No, please. Yeah, just wish them well and say, if you are religious, say a prayer for them and tell them, yeah, you know, may you recover even from what you are going through, so that you can have the strength for the next one. But not to say, you know, now, so finally we need not to worry, another one is coming. No, it doesn't work like that.
Amazing. So if you're out there and you lost a loved one, I think I'd really love to know how the news were broken to you. I feel it's necessary we talk about it. How were the news broken to you? We even have people who find out through social media.
Yeah.
What can you tell strangers as we wind up? Strangers who get to know a death before some of the family members, but they go on social media and actually post, he was a good friend.
Yeah.
Or this was a good person, without even knowing about the relatives who are in social media, and probably they're not even aware.
The much I would say is, in the era of social media, there is very minimal control over what we can do. So in fact, it may be hard to talk about that person who is posting, because some will post not knowing, you know, have been in a group where someone posted and said, oh, so and so was a neighbor, they even came here and they bought some land. And you know, when now family were reaching out, they said, you know, I was just added into the group, I do not know anyone, and I'm just there thinking, what about the family? They do not know that the person came and bought some land here. So for them, they said, I was just expressing. So that family members can reach out, they come and I show them where, because we met when we were buying the land. You see, they've come actually very genuine, you know. But again, also on social media, as we are saying, people grieve attachments. Could be someone you schooled with someone. So you are grieving your classmate of 20, 30 years ago. You've just learnt of them and you are busy posting. So really there is minimal control. As much as we really say, if you are close, because some of these people, they do not even know the relatives and their families, yeah. But if you know any family member, before posting, please reach out to them and just let them know what you've heard. I have heard about this, please confirm, even before posting. But again, I think it's good to go to now the victims. Should you find such, I think gone are the days, and we are in a very different era of social media. There is the bad and the good. As much as you are embracing the good, also we'll just have to accommodate the bad, and accommodation doesn't mean to allow what should not be happening, but we just cope with it. So if you ever learn about loss of your loved one on social media, please don't take personal offense. This is social media. It can surprise you, but get to know these are things beyond your control, and maybe your loved one was also loved by other people, because you've said we have different attachments. However, if you're posting, please be sensitive. First confirm, because we've also seen scenarios where people are posting people having died and they've not died. It takes someone to come, why are you saying I have died? And after so many RIP,
Giving this person
it's very traumatizing, yeah? Very, very. And death is not something you wish someone. And maybe you just heard of someone has died, and maybe the name the same, and what came to your mind is it's this person. We've also seen some people going and saying, you know, quick recovery, and what are you wishing someone, you know? Just confirm, are they really unwell? Has the person passed on before you even post anything? And again, even when you are posting, also be very sensitive. When people have died, it's not when you need to start posting. Yeah, and I know they had a baby mama or baby baba, you know, all these things that come along. Wait until the victim. If you feel you're the person, the other woman, the other man, wait until now they come out. Please don't be their spokesperson.
There's something else that has been happening. Unapata watoto wameachwa na wazazi, like the parents have passed away, or one party has passed away. Then family members, now they realize now it's time for us to come and take our brother's properties, our sister's properties, including the children who are actually separated during that process. So huyu auntie enda na huyu wewe enda na huyu mkubwa, wewe enda na huyu, wewe tutabaki na wewe. What are these grown-ups doing to these children? What's the harm? Especially if I'm thinking maybe their parents even had property, land. Now it's time for now the other family to come and start fighting for these properties. Now watoto wameachwa wakiwa wadogo. What are these grown-ups doing to these children?
Wow, so I'm going to answer this in three ways. First, to the kids, and referring to the, you know, material things, and also referring to what transfers in such a scenario. We've seen cases, and also people come for therapy because of the same thing. And this also goes to family out there. It's so unfortunate that you can actually disown your brother's kids and the wife, or your sister's kids and the wife, just because you're separated by death. You know, it's always good for them to know these people, they are here to belong, they are here to stay. If the deceased left them in your home, you should actually not come and you chase them away, because but these are things that are happening, Rachel.
Yeah, they are.
In many homes they go through this. So we've seen scenario where after a father dies, the paternal family, they detach themselves from their, you know, from their son, from their brother and the kids, and now they become others. And actually, and not just that, it can be either way, even from the mothers, but mostly it affects the paternal. The things that we see affects the paternal, because definitely people are very selfish, comes with the need to want what belonged to our son and our brother. And if the brother, the son never had anything, now the relationship just dies, and now becomes ours is other people that we knew. and that's okay. So that's in one line, like death should not come to separate, to bring in enmity, or to make people now choose sides. When it comes to kids, it's so unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. Today, most victims of loss and grief that they encountered when they were growing up, they come in with even other secondary losses. They're coming in because they lost their parents at a very younger age, and it could be maybe they were brought up by a single mom, single dad, or even because of various reasons, one parent died, the other one couldn't have them together at a go, or maybe both parents, they died. So they come in with one, they're still in grief because they were never allowed closure. And number two, they lost their siblings. This case, not lost by death. Kids should never be separated because their parents have died. This is something that, you know, we all know about being siblings. And this makes siblings grow as strangers. That you have the younger one, another auntie takes the older one, my brother, my sister, and now where I'm taken, I'm supposed to conform to the rules of that house and to be part of them. It's, well, quote unquote, because this is mostly done out of lack of knowledge and lack of knowing that you're going to cause more harm than good. But in the most way, maybe the family, they feel to help these kids, but in a way it's selfish because we care about us and the kid we've taken. But do we really get to care about this kid? Do you really get to care about them? Because they have their moments to think even about their parents. They will not think with their cousins here. Their cousins, they may not even get to understand them. They would like to have their moments where they're even sharing about their experiences with their siblings. Also, these kids, they're not even done grieving their parent. They already now separated from their siblings. So at times they lack sleep, thinking, what about my brother, my sister, and when will I ever get to see them? Do people really get to know the damage that this causes to the kids? That when they're coming to therapy, the much they say is, yes, I know I have siblings, but I lost them the moment I lost my parents. That should never happen. And I know, of course, people do this because resources and all, but what we recommend is it possible they be brought up from one homestead, then the resources you can all channel and just have one homestead, or maybe they can be taken 2 years here, other 2 years here, as long as they are all together. Let's not act as if death should mean end of people being like siblings, you know, siblinghood, because that can never be the case. It's so unfortunate that most kids comes to try and connect when they are grown up. And at time, the connection is not there because what is brotherhood and sisterhood is also remembering. But I remember when we were doing KCSE, remember when we were playing, you did this, you know, it's full of memories, full of upbringing. Now you are starting to reintroduce yourself to your sister, to your brother, and you know this takes them back to when the loss took place. Because this is my brother, the much I can remember about him or about my sister is when we lost our parents. So now we are like to take it up from there. How do you take it up from there if you never build it together? So you find that people grow indifferent, and even this causes more harm because of course it comes with abandonment, rejection, and also develops anxious attachment styles. They lost their parents. They also lost their siblings in the process because some were brought up by, you know, they were brought up different ways, and so they never attach to anyone. Even when it comes to marriage, they really try on it to be in it, and especially with awareness. Why? Because they were never shown how to attach. You know, the way you can defend your sibling. Yes, you will fight when you are both of you. When baby sister and then they are together, they will fight. But trust you me, should anyone dare attaching baby sister, he will be there to defend, you know. So the same happen when it comes to siblinghood. Allow kids to be together. Let the death and the loss of their parents not to be the one to divide these kids. Let's rechannel all the resources. Let's just agree, you know, let's just agree. Have even seen some families saying, fine, because we are not able to agree, can we just have their caregivers? Some people, we get them a house and we'll be taking care of them.
So I've never looked at it from that angle where siblings have actually been separated before they mourn together.
Yeah.
So huyu anaenda anamonia huko, ule mwingine anaenda anamonia huko, huyu mwingine anamonia huko. Whereas I personally understand if you're together, the mourning could have been easy. Also taking an example of Kemo, you know, it happened to him. After the mom's burial, separation happened like immediately. I think, Triza, you need to have therapy with him.
Yeah, you know, to be sincere, as we are sharing, I actually didn't see it from that perspective, and I'm so sorry for you, Kemo, and especially, you know, it's so painful, I can imagine, especially where you are separated. You know, the way he's saying, same day, mazishi meisha, we are separated. So there is something you've said about huyu ana mourn kivyake. Let me tell you, they're never given chance to mourn, because what happens, we've said loss is where you've lost something, you go to the house is not the same again, but now you are taken to a house that is impact. In fact, at first you are the stranger in that house, so you get in and you are trying to fit in. You do not know when they wake up as a kid whether they brush their teeth, they take breakfast, so you are also anxious. You've not been given time to grieve your parent. Remember, you've gone with your cousins. Yes, they know what has happened to the uncle, to the auntie, in the case of Kemo, like now the auntie. But now, you are left there. The following day, they wake up, they'll be busy riding the bike. Where will you be at? You know? And you know kids will always be kids. So they suffer because others might even start laughing at them. This one doesn't want. They do not know what the kids have gone through. So what I can say is, allow kids to mourn. Allow them to grieve. Please.
Together.
Separation causes more harm than good. You know, causes more harm than good. They need to be there. They actually need to be there and reminisce about their mom, reminisce about even their brother, their son, anyone that they've lost. Allow them to be there. Let them also be talked to. When it comes to time of separation, is it possible you also give them a voice? First, by asking, would you like to be separated from your siblings? Let me tell you, one thing that I face, Richie, when I'm missing, and this I'm calling it secondary loss. They've lost, they were never allowed to go through the grief, and now they've also been separated. One thing I face is where people ask, I wish they gave us an option. Trust you me, I know you really did this for their own good. You wanted to take them to your beautiful houses in Nairobi or wherever it is, but well, not like they don't appreciate. They do appreciate that someone was there for them, but some they even wish, I wish we were left in the village, but at least we were left together. You know, I wish we were even left to just bring each other up. That could have been better than losing our parents and losing each other in the process.
As we wind up, Triza, do you think now when they reunite, kuna wenye reunite wenye wa reuniting, do you think when they reunite they get to go back to the process of mourning, the first process of mourning, denial? Do you think that happens to them, or do you think waki reunite wanakuwaga wamemaliza sasa kumourn, sasa we don't even have anything to talk about our parents' death?
I would have used a different example, but I really do not want for people to guess your age. But think of someone you cleared class 8 with. Just think of someone you've never met. If today you happen to bump on each other along the streets, where do you think you'd start from?
We'll catch up.
From where?
From that time.
Yeah. Where did you go to?
Wow.
And they'll say, by the way, after we finish that last paper, they'll leave it. You go back to remembering. No, but there is a photo we took. By the way, who went with the photo? You know, during that time, it was the bicycle person in the negative, and you'll go back. And guess what? The discussion you're going to have, it's about other people you cleared together. It will not be any different. This is another, yes, family by blood, but stranger physically. You are separated. So when you meet, first comes tears and the pain, the unconscious pain that this is a sibling I never had. That's something people need to know. I mean, because what is being brothers and sisters, these are siblings I never had. I was never allowed to be together with them. So now when they meet, first is for each other. You know, how I have so many stories to share with my brother, so many stories to share with my sister, but you are not there. You are not there to see me becoming a teen. You know, you are not there to see, to defend me from other boys bullying me. You know, those things. You are not there to tell them, this is my brother. You're not there to help me carry my school bag. Like, you deny them that moment they needed to be siblings. Let's also remember, and especially if you're coming in from being, you know, with siblings, the same way you are so tight, it's the same way they actually deserve to be tight and to be with each other, to just be there to laugh at each other, to have the sibling rivalry and to fight and all that. But now you've already taken them apart, so don't expect them to start from anywhere else apart from first there is that pain, comes again the loss they all went through. And in most cases, because even these meetups, they are never guided meetups, you know, like they are made to meet during family gathering, and so the match will be to say hi and each on their own. So when they are not guided meetup, they are actually not even healthy, and so they keep on distancing, because some will come from being clean to you've gone home when you are younger sister, they're the ones serving you. You know, like example that we are using here, because you are coming from Nairobi, you are taken by auntie from Nairobi, and your other brother was taken by auntie from a different place. So do you think those people will ever be the same? So even as you go, there is one who will feel, oh my goodness, my brother, is he even my brother? They will never come to be. They will never. If today, even where we have kids with very big age gap, still comes there. The thing I keep on hearing is, I do not know my brother, I don't know my sister, because of the age gap. We do not know each other, and yet you've been brought up together, same mom, same dad. What about these ones that were separated? At time they remain as strangers, and it causes more harm than good.
Wow, guys, I think this is one of the best topics that I've had, because people don't get to talk about that. And if you're out there, you were separated with your siblings, you can come down here and tell us how it was for you. How did you feel? How is it for you? Do you feel you need therapy? And I'm just praying for you wherever you are. Thank you so much, Triza, for coming. Thank you so much for coming, and also
for having me.
Yeah, and also talking about these delicate issues that people actually don't even talk about in depth. Because what you're talking about, by the way, me mind blow, like, oh, by the way, consequences if this happens, if the kids are separated, this is how they will grow up. They will grow up as strangers. They will not even have time to mourn. And I think it's good for people to be talking. You know, the unspoken.
Yes, the unspoken.
Yeah, the unspoken.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. See you in our next episode, and also don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, like, and do all the amazing things that you should do for this channel to grow and us grow together. This is All Smiles Therapy, mental fitness with the Camores.
Do you need somebody? A shoulder you can lean